In this video, I'll show you how to use Boris Soundbite in Premiere Pro. Hi, here I am in Premiere Pro, and I'm going to show you how to use Boris Soundbite with Premiere Pro. So I'm going to launch Boris Soundbite, powered by Nexidia, a technology company that specializes in speech recognition. So Boris Soundbite naturally gives you the power to find words, spoken words, in your audio files, be they audio files in movies or songs or whatever. So how to use it? Well, it's pretty easy. The first thing you have to do is index a folder. So you're going to add a watched folder to the queue here. And I'm just going to select this raw media folder. I say add. I have a choice of language here. You can choose many languages available to you. I chose North American English because that's what I'm most familiar with. And of course you can select certain audio channels to scour or just mix all the channels together, which is what I'm going to do. Say OK, and it starts indexing the file, and faster than real time. Of course, if you have hundreds or thousands of movies, that could still take a while. So you get a progress bar, but you're free to leave the application and do other things while it's indexing that. I'm going to spare you the waiting time and cut to when it's finished. And it's finished. All right, so there's another way you can index a folder. You can select it from this menu here, or you can actually just drag and drop a folder into this Watched Folders tab. Again, the same menu pops up. Going to say OK, and once again, I will spare you the waiting time. And we're back. So we've indexed our media. Now let's search it for some sounds or words. So all you have to do is type in the word or phrase you're looking for right here. So I'm going to look for Boris. So it gives me a list of all the movie or audio files that contain the word Boris, and it tells me how many times the word is said here in the hits column. You can also change how these are organized by all these different attributes here. So if you have a lot of reels to go through, you can organize them in many different ways, and it tells me where the media is located too. So it says that I have 4 hits of the word Boris in this video. Let's preview that by double-clicking on it.
Boris AAF transfer.
And you can see a mini kind of timeline shows up here. It says 4 hits, and here they all are. So I can just click on them right now like that, or I can play through them and toggle through them using these arrows.
Boris AAF transfer. Boris AAF transfer. Boris AAF 3. Boris AAF transfer.
Very good, and they're all really accurate. Now let's try something else. Let's try a word that's maybe harder to identify. Let's say and. Okay, 0 items found. So let me lower the score here. The score is like the threshold for what the word sounds like. So if I click on one of these now, let's say this one.
And that is particle array 3D.
Okay, so you can see it has a lot more hits, but look at the score values. They're all a lot lower. So when you lower the threshold, you lower the certainty that you actually have the word it says you do. But if I quickly go through it.
Now I don't put generator and very easily and absolutely a new composition and Y on the map generator plug add the particle in. Random position inside.
Okay, so you can see a lot of the times you get the right word, and sometimes you get words like, random for the sound and. So when you lower the threshold, that's the kind of thing you risk doing. Conversely, if you make it too high, you're risking going into robot pronunciation territory. I think even the word Boris, doesn't have too many hits at 90% accuracy. So be aware that a higher threshold is not always what you want. I would say 75, which is the default, is a good place to start. Okay, so that's just searching for one word, but you can search for more. Maybe I want to search Boris Red. So it automatically updates, gives me the results here.
Boris Red 5.
And I've got another arrows button here, which I can...
Boris Red 5. Boris Red 5.
I can go down the list using these arrows, so I can do everything from here, pretty much. Now let's search in a different way. Let's search for the word effect, but let's also search for the word particle. Okay, so it gave me quite a few hits, and it says matching any, which means these could either
Particle
contain
array 3.
either of the words. So if I click on this one,
Part of one object.
oh, that one has both. All right,
Part of one.
there we go. So this one only has the word particle in it. If I say search for all the words, okay, then it limits it to just videos that say both.
Part of one object.
And you can clearly identify the different words by the colored markers. So you can keep this going on and on. Let's say the word Boris as well. And the same few.
Boris TV tutorial.
And again, different colors for the markers makes it easy to find all the different words. Okay, so we got a lot of different ways we can search our video. But once you've done all that, to get it into Premiere, you have two choices. You can either just right-click on your selections, export to Premiere, and this will create an XML file. So I'm going to call this Boris Particle Effect Words. And you can see it created an XML file right on my desktop, or I can select the files and just go File, Export to Premiere to do the same thing. Okay, so I've done my XML creation. Let's go back to Premiere. Let's import that XML. And now I see a folder with the XML title. Twirl down, here's my videos, and if I double click on any of them, you can see all the markers here in the Premiere timeline. And if I go to them and play them,
Boris TV
you can see that they are
particle array.
matching up precisely
Particle array
with the soundbite timeline. So, as you can see, soundbite is a great way to speed up your workflow if you're doing any kind of speech editing. Maybe you have to take out a bad word or just change things up or just focus on a part of the timeline which only has a specific set of words used, like somebody's name or something. And the best part is you can actually download it for free and try it for 14 days. And you can do that at boriseffects.com.